So Rhodey hasn't been Rhodey. The Mother of Dragons is now the Mother of Superpowers. Plus, is that the last we'll get of twists involving our favorite shapeshifters? Although Secret Invasion wasn't the most praised of Disney Plus's Marvel shows, it still has quite the impact on where the MCU is headed. How? Well, let us elaborate. It's a whole new world for Rhodey. Yes, in an unlikely turn of events, unless you were suspicious of everyone in the show anyway, we discover that one of our own Avengers has been a Skrull for some time, and the finale actually gave us a hint as to how long for. When Rhodey is saved, we can see that he is in a hospital gown, which indicates that he was replaced around the time of his injuries in Captain America: Civil War. That's right. As confirmed by people behind the show after the finale was released, Colonel Rhodes has been snoozing and replaced by a Skrull since the third Cap movie, which means he has no idea of the Thanos invasion, the snap, the blip, and more importantly, the death of his friend Tony Stark. Moving forward, this puts Rhodey in very uncharted territories and fits in nicely with the next time we'll see him. With Don Cheadle's character sent to be front and center for the Armor Wars movie, it is likely that we will see War Machine in the aftermath of his abduction and suddenly adjusting to a world where the Avengers are not operating and his best friend is gone. Well, that alone is enough of a reason to be buying a ticket for opening day. A new title holder for Strongest MCU Character. As we see in the finale, not only did Gravik have full use of the powers he harvested from, well, the harvest, but as did Gaia, and seeing as she made mincemeat of Gravik during their big showdown, that makes her the only one to possess the combined powers of the likes of Captain Marvel, Groot, and Captain America. I mean, if that doesn't give her bragging rights, what will? With an arsenal like that, we can expect that Talos' daughter isn't going to be gone for long. Unless it's cheating just having someone that powerful show up all the time to solve every Avenger's problems. Yeah, we're sure the writers will write in a reason for her being absent all the time. Gaia will probably be on vacation in the Bahamas during Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Then she'll have probably overslept during the events of Secret Wars. Regardless, Emilia Clarke's character now undoubtedly holds the title of strongest character across the MCU. Currently, at least. Joking aside, it will be interesting to see how she is utilized in the future, considering how unstoppable she probably is now. But it could be that she'll be under a certain someone's jurisdiction in the future, which leads us to the Secret Warriors. Yes, they're really a thing, and yes, there is sure to be more and more not-so-well-known superhero groups emerging in the future of the MCU. Get used to it. There's more to expand on than just the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. The Secret Warriors was a group of superheroes formed by Nick Fury in the Secret Invasion comic book run, tasked with forcing Skrulls off Earth whilst also performing other heroics when their main mission was eventually accomplished. Now, though the TV adaptation of the storyline didn't see Fury form this group by the end of the show, we did see Olivia Colman's Sonya Falsworth appearing to continue the hunting of Skrulls, and in doing so, seemingly recruiting Gaia in her efforts. So, could Falsworth now be filling Fury's shoes as Earth's top secret agent intent on bringing together a group of superpowered individuals for a particular purpose? Meh, we'll have to wait and see. But it does look like this is the seed that is planted in the finale. Let's just keep our eyes peeled for more Queen Anne. Falsworth, in the future of the MCU. Damn, she needs to stop being cast as royalty. More Skrull surprises. One thing that Secret Invasion really hit home was that shapeshifters called Skrulls have been among the humans for quite some time. Like, a long time. Since way back when Captain Marvel was set in the 1990s, in fact. More so, they've adapted into life on Earth and infiltrated all corners of society, and obviously they could be anyone, just as this show proves. The craziest thing, though, is that even though Secret Invasion is over, it doesn't mean they're gone. Far from it, in fact. As mentioned earlier in the series during a conversation between Talos and Fury, there are at least 1 million, count 'em, 1 million Skrulls that have managed to blend in across the planet. Although the likes of Falsworth are hunting them, they are still among the characters of the MCU. This leaves the door open for more Skrulls to emerge in unexpected ways, very much like the twist of Talos and his wife impersonating Fury and Maria Hill in Spider-Man: Far From Home. Secret Invasion show may be over, but its storyline definitely isn't. Is anyone else now secretly hoping for Natasha Romanoff and Tony Stark to still be alive and Skrulls actually died in their place? Wow. I can actually see your angry looks from here, and this is pre-recorded. Scratch that, forget it, just let's move on. No aliens allowed. After the mass effect that Gravik's terrorist antics had across the globe during the show's 6-episode run, President Ritson formally issued a statement on TV that any off-world individual is to be treated as an enemy of the state, and, well, he basically declared war on aliens. A very bold move, Mr. President, and realistically in the world of the MCU, that is quite the problem to say the least. And many of our favorite characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, such as Thor, Groot, and Korg, are now basically not welcome on the third planet from the sun. With Earth tending to be ground zero for major MCU outings, it does put up fences in how these types of characters can pop up here and there. It's a restriction that kind of mirrors the effects of the Sokovia Accords and sets up conflict between Earth's world leaders and our mighty Avengers. It is possible that this could see quite the shift in alien activity on Earth, whilst also setting up something quite interesting. Repercussions for President Ritson. Though Ritson's intentions for declaring war against aliens is to keep Earth protected, his heart's in the right place, right? It is likely that he will come to regret his decision and realize the impact it will have across the planet he is trying to defend. As already mentioned, there are still at least 1 million Skrulls, seriously, 6 zeros, living across the planet. And as seen in the finale, innocent humans are being killed in the confusion of the whole who is and isn't a Skrull uproar. There is also the fact that there are Asgardians settled and living in their own area of the world, which a lot of the planet seems to enjoy by the looks of Thor: Love and Thunder. New Asgard is a hell of a tourist spot, and humans are lapping it up. Do we really think Valkyrie and her subjects are going to leave quietly? Ritson's rash decision after the attempt on his own life could very well come back to bite him. There is sure to be humans who very much believe in his decision and will go the way of the Flag Smashers and take drastic actions in trying to wipe out alien life. There will also be alien sympathizers who will likely fight Washington on the decision and creating conflict in their own ways. In short, Ritson could have started a wedge between the citizens of Earth, human and non-human citizens. Could this lead to Thaddeus Ross taking up the Oval Office and having to deal with the fallout of Ritson's mess? Looks like a neat way to lead into Captain America: Brave New World in our opinion. Though we can't see Thunderbolt Ross trying to make peace for aliens. If anything, it's likely he'll be trying to enforce Ritson's decision in ways he never could. Either way, us fans just want him to turn into Red Hulk. Unrelated, but I'm just gonna leave that there. The Skrull-Kree Peace Treaty. During the final scene of Secret Invasion's finale, Fury and his wife Vera, more on that later by the way, are seen traveling back up to space. Before doing so though, he mentions that he is headed to secure a peace treaty between the Skrulls and the Kree, who you will remember are sworn enemy races during the events of Captain Marvel. We are well aware that Nick Fury is next to be sighted in the Marvels, which is due for release this November. We also know that the villain of that flick is Dar-Ben, a Kree supervillain set to be betrayed by Zsa Ashton. Could it be that Barden has set this treaty in motion, and this will set the stage for her villainous antics in the movie that brings together Carol Danvers, Monica Rambeau, and Kamala Khan? Nah, probably not. Oh, we're kidding. It's very likely. Get set for Nick Fury and his wife to be headed for a trap of some sort. Mr. and Mrs. Fury. As revealed in the series, and alluded to as far back as Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Nick Fury has himself a wifey, in the form of a female Skrull. Although they had a bit of a rocky time during Secret Invasion, what with them literally having guns aimed at each other at one point, plus the moment in the finale where Vera wanted to stay on Earth, she did end up heading back to Fury's space station with him. So, with that in mind, could it be that Vara has simply been omitted from trailer footage for the Marvels so far as to avoid spoilers for how Secret Invasion ended? We're guessing so. It seems likely that moving forward, for as long as Nick Fury is still fighting the good fight, telling a lie or two, and more importantly, still kicking, his newly revealed missus is going to be along for the ride and getting in on the action no less. Anyone ready to start campaigning for a Mr. and Mrs. Fury movie or series? Yeah, Secret Invasion wasn't a big hitter for the lovers of the MCU, but it has definitely laid down a lot of groundwork for new layers of this universe to build on. Lines have been drawn. New alliances are on the horizon. Rhodey has the last few seasons of Game of Thrones to catch up on too. We'll have to sit tight and see, but it's safe to say that we can get excited for where the aftermath of Secret Invasion leads. What else could Secret Invasion lead to in the future of the MCU? Let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Trump in office, the TV show Succession, the Will Smith slap at the Oscars. Oh, sorry, just adding to Rhodey's list. Gotta make it better than Caps. Don't mind me.